Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing a study tips video. This has been requested a lot. This is part of my back to school series and I'm really excited to start this series with you guys. I'm finally getting back to my regular background in my room. The reason why it hasn't been up is because I've been too lazy to make up my bed. Like, usually I'm not the type of person to make up my bed. But yeah, so I have a whole list of things here for study tips, and to be honest guys, first of all, I have been the worst studier. I've been the biggest procrastinator. It's just as soon as I get home, my immediate reaction thing is to go on Facebook or YouTube or something like that, or Twitter. But a lot of this stuff I learned, and it's through this camp that I went to at Brown University. We went over just tips for studying in general and when taking a test, how to be in the right state. So I have tips for memorization skills, and that's not necessarily going to be in the study tips video, but if you have a problem with memorizing things or organizing information and stuff like that, I can definitely do a whole video on that. So make sure to request that below if that's something that you would be interested in, and I guess we can just get started. So the first thing I'd say, if you see me looking down, it's because I have a notebook, I can't like memorize everything, but the first thing that I'd say to do is remove all electronic devices. When I say electronic devices, I mean your cell phone, your computer, your iPod, TV, and stuff like that. So just remove all of that to help you study for whatever you're studying for. And I know just saying remove it is really hard, so that's why I came up with actual things for you to do to remove it. So this is something that I've actually started doing the end of sophomore year of my year of high school. When I write essays and study for huge tests that I know that I cannot fail, what I do is I actually go in a room with my mom or my dad so that I know that I can't go on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, on the computer in front of them because they're clearly going to tell me to stop. So it's kind of like that alert next to you, like a parent or guardian or friend or something like that, to help you be cautious of what you're doing. Also, I would say if you don't want to work in a room necessarily with your parents or stuff like that, just give all of your electronics to your parents, unless it's something that's necessary, that you need. You just have a clean fresh slate and there's nothing that you can be distracted by. If I give everything else away to my parents and I still have my computer, I can still be distracted by my computer and go on Facebook or something like that by myself. But if I'm in a room with my mom, I can't do that. Also, just give all of your passwords to a friend or a parent. This is something that me and my friends do a lot. I give my friends my Facebook password all the time, so they can change it as soon as I get home. I can't get on it. All types of passwords that I have to any account online I give to my friend or a parent, and that will really minimize anything that you can basically do on the internet. The second thing I would say is be in a comfortable position, and that means don't work on studying tests or on an essay on your bed. I know I did that all of sophomore year, which I really am not going to do anymore, because I end up falling asleep on my bed. Like, I would write an essay and then I'd fall asleep on my bed and it'd be really, really bad. Just don't work on the bed, don't work on a floor, work in a desk. There's no room for you to really lay down. Have good lighting. I know what keeps me awake if I'm working really, really late is to have all of my lights on. Don't like dim your lights down, say if you're reading or something like that, because that will encourage you to sleep. Really have all the lights on in your room that can keep you staying awake. Okay, so the next thing is study snacks. Now, way I procrastinate is not only by using electronics, but also getting food. You know, I cannot tell you how many times I open my refrigerator knowing that there's no food in there, but I just like opening my refrigerator. First of all, you don't have to go to your kitchen to get study snacks because you'll already have them in your room, because if you go to your kitchen and stuff like that, you might be distracted by what's on the TV, you might be distracted by everything around you. So if you just have all of your study snacks in front of you, it kind of minimizes the time that you're taking away from doing your work. And when I mean study snacks that really help you like to keep your brain moving is like nuts, fruit. Chips aren't really that great. I mean, chips and popcorn are kind of like so-so, but it's much better than, I guess, like candy, which I used to eat a lot of sophomore year. Like, I'd eat candy like on the daily. So I would say like no candy, no really, really salty chips, like chips that I would think are good, or like something like blue chips or like veggie chips or something like that. These types of snacks that I'm suggesting are things that are supposed to keep your brain awake. So if you keep feeding your brain with stuff like candy and stuff like that, that actually makes you sleepier because it's increasing the sugar in your body, and which will soon die down and make you like a lot sleepier. And that's the same thing for drinks. I mean, water, energy drinks like Gatorade and stuff like that. Not energy drinks like Red Bull, which will make you really, really hyper and then make you crash. It's the same thing with coffee. Now, for me, coffee, I drink, but if it's an emergency. If it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and yes, sometimes I work at 2 o'clock in the morning, especially during finals week, I will drink cups of coffee. Coffee is for emergencies. I don't really suggest drinking soda. Number 4 is in ways to help you like organize your work when you're studying. I just kind of look at all the things that I do, and then a way to really help you is to organize the things from easiest to hardest, because the easiest things you you can get done a lot faster than you have the hard things. If you have the hard things, that kind of really drains you out and makes you feel like you don't really need to complete the easy thing. Ways that really help me for organizing this work instead of just doing it all in your brain is to write it all down. And also when jotting it down, don't only jot down the work that you have, but also kind of set a time limit for yourself. And this when I mean time limit, I mean like if your English homework is easy, set about like 25 minutes, so you can be like, I work on my English homework from 1 o'clock to 1:25. It depends on like whatever time you have, but just kind of set a time for yourself so you know when you're going to be done. Really, time limits help me if I really want to watch a TV show, like Pretty Little Liars at night. I'm just like, do all of your homework before 8 o'clock, because that's when Pretty Little Liars is coming on. But I wouldn't really suggest doing that a lot of the times though, because sometimes you can be so focused on watching that TV show that you'll kind of just rush through all of your work, which is something that you don't want to do. Okay. So the next tip for me would be music. For me, I can't focus if, you know, super bass is playing while I'm doing all of my work and stuff like that. For me, focusing with music means music with no words. And I've noticed when I listen to music with no words, that makes me do my work a lot faster. And if you can work with no music at all, just work with no music at all. For me, I really do like working with music, but usually half the way when I'm doing my homework, I kind of like shut it off. So for music for me, like I like listening to music when I'm working on my math homework, when I'm working on like science homework, but I can't listen to music while I'm reading a book for English or doing history homework. So it really depends on the class that I'm taking, but it kind of motivates me to do my homework faster. Music I really like listening to while doing my work is Rat-a-tat, so I would suggest checking out Rat-a-tat. They make really cool music. So number 6 is to really get in the right mindset. Like you don't want to go into doing your work really rushed. Like I have to get all the stuff done to watch the TV show, like I was saying, or I have to get all the stuff done because I just don't feel like doing it anymore, because when it's rushed, it's clearly not going to be as good quality. So something that it taught me at Brown University was to go into alpha state. So we're gonna practice going into alpha state. We're gonna practice going to alpha state right now. So everyone should close their eyes. All right, do it with me, do it with me. Promise you're doing it with me so I don't look like an idiot. So everyone close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Now imagine a place somewhere where you're really comfortable in, and something that you really, you feel very relaxed in. Get a good picture in your mind of this place. Imagine yourself just relaxed laying down in whatever place you're thinking of. Roll your eyes up while your eyes are closed. Roll your eyes down while your eyes are closed. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And open your eyes. So I don't know about you, but that completely works for me. It kind of just gives me a whole new mind state. It just feels like everything's relaxed, quiet, and still. It's really weird. But it's something that they taught me, and I think this mind state really does get you into a relaxed, subtle mind state and ready to do work. If it didn't work for you and you're kind of like giggling and stuff like that and just staring at me in this camera, that's really awkward. Number 7 is stretch your study time. Now this one for me is really important. So that means if you have a test that comes up in say a week or so, a lot of people I know, and people like me, kind of study for the test the night before, which is really bad. It means that you study 30 minutes every night for the test that is about to come up. So that means reviewing your class notes, that means reviewing books or relevant books that are applied to your studies or something like that, looking at all that and spending 30 minutes to study. Now after you spend those 30 minutes to study, you jot down the big ideas on a flashcard or a post-it note or something like that, and keep it for that night. So it can be one big idea per night, and you're just jotting down all those ideas, and you quickly review it day by day. The reason why I say a flashcard, not a full sheet of paper, is because that can be really overwhelming to look at rather than a flashcard, which is really easy and simple to look at. But after jotting that down, quiz yourself. And that means getting to alpha state. That means sitting at a desk and quizzing yourself, creating your own questions that you think you need to know for whatever you just studied, and quizzing yourself on it. So that means that you're retaining the information that you just studied, and you're not just kind of looking at it and throwing it away and then going to sleep, because you know that's not really beneficial. And when you're quizzing yourself and when you're writing down these answers, make sure to show all your work for your answers, because that's great practice for the test that you're going to take. So you're taking a math test. Don't kind of just, if you studied a question, don't kind of just write down the answer that you know because you studied the question, but show all the work to get that answer. Also, if you're studying for an English or a history test, don't kind of just like jot down all these surrounding words and stuff like that about everything that you just studied, all the small little details that don't really matter, but really just cut to the chase, cut to the main point. So that means that you got the core idea. I think that stretching your study time really does help, because when you get to the final test, you're really well prepared. It's breakfast. A light breakfast really does work. It's with like protein, so stuff like yogurt, eggs, lean ham, all that stuff has a lot of protein, and it can really keep you awake and give you energy throughout the day without feeling sluggish. I notice if I eat, like, I don't know, pancakes in the morning, I feel really kind of tired. 11, which is kind of my last tip for this whole study tips video, is really just studying on your way to school. You can go, say if you take a train, a taxi, if you're taking your car, bring the flashcards that you brought with you that you studied the nights before, and just look over them. And especially it works with vocab words. Just look over those flashcards while you're on your way to school. Review those. Don't review the like small tiny details in your notebook, because it's kind of too late to do that, and it's a lot harder to memorize that than big ideas. Or on your way to school, kind of listen to music that will really pump you up and motivate yourself and give you a lot of positive energy on your way to school while taking this huge test or while turning in this huge homework assignment. So I really do hope that all these tips help. Remember, if you want tips on how, like, specific memorization skills, let me know if you want that video, comment below. Today's shout out of the day actually goes to Natalie Gelman, and I've played her music in a couple of my videos before. Her voice is amazing, and she's an aspiring music artist, and I think that it would be so incredible of you guys to help her get to like over 1,000 subscribers, because her voice is incredible. It kind of is a mixture of like Taylor Swift, some kind of like soulful type voice, I guess, but her music is amazing, and I really want you guys to check her out. I'll link her channel below. This shout out really does mean a lot to me, because I was in the subway station and I heard her voice and I thought she sounded incredible, so I was like, what's your name? Like, give me your card or something like that. And so she gave me her card, and I asked her, like, are you on YouTube? Because on her card it said she was on YouTube, and I was like, how many subscribers does she have? And she told me at the time like 600 or something, and I was like, what? That's insane. And I was like, I'll definitely help you out. So can you guys please subscribe to her and follow her on Twitter and all that stuff. And yeah, so I think that's basically it. Remember to follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook page. A lot of you guys request hair tutorials, makeup tutorials. If you want looks for me to simulate, just kind of post them on my Facebook page, because that's a really good place for you to post them. And then subscribe to my second channel. I recently posted a hotel room tour. I also posted a quick summer update vlog on my second channel, so subscribe there. All those links are always below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!
And I shout just to let you know